in what I'll call a split use property during the period of homeownership. Perhaps they had a home office that they were deducting for business purposes. Perhaps they rented out part of the home and had a rental activity on that home. That's really common. The question often comes up is, when I sell that home, now what am I selling, right? Am I selling my home? Is it partly a business asset that I'm selling that could be taxable? Is it partly a rental activity that I'm selling that could be taxable? These are good questions. General rules for a rental or business use, if that is self-contained in the living unit, it's all one unit, say one home, you are allowed to claim the full exclusion on that home when you sell it. If it is a separate dwelling unit, like an ADU, which is very common these days, that potentially needs to, if you sell the property as a whole, right? So you're selling all units on the property. Those separate units can be subject to taxation as, say, the sale of a rental or the sale of a business asset, which there is no exclusion for home sale. So you could certainly have, in some situations, a fully excludable sale still. In other situations, partly taxable, partly excluded. The other situation that comes up a lot that impacts this exclusion is, well, it was my home and then I converted it to a rental and then I sold it. Or conversely, it was a rental, then I converted it to my home and then I sold it, right? So both those situations are super common. And they have very vastly different rule sets. So if you convert to a rental and then sell, if you still meet the 2 out of 5, so maybe 3 years ago you converted it to a rental and then sold it, but the prior 2 years was your home, you still qualify for the full exclusion. The other direction is problematic for the exclusion. So if it was a rental, then you converted it to your home and then you sold it, almost certainly you are going to have at best a limited exclusion. There's a whole formula you have to go through of how many years it was rented and how many years you lived in it and ownership and all that. The bottom line is it can be really limited, your exclusion in that scenario. So